care, lead, innovate, motivate, balance. These 5 tenets reveal ways of creating a more profitable and customer-centric pharmacy. What will you discover when you climb with RMS?
Hello and welcome to Climb, presented by RMS. I'm honored to be here today, and I'm excited to talk about an elusive skill that many of us struggle with. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Well, again, I'm going to walk you through a couple of steps that are going to help you get started and inspired to improve this skill. So my name is Emily Cannata. I am a business coach and a consultant, and I've worked in the pharmacy industry since 2010. I'm also an entrepreneur myself and a professor of business and management. I'm honored again to be here today to talk to you about time management. We are all busy. I totally get it. And we're all also personally responsible for what we focus on and how we spend our time. So I'm going to share with you the secret of success when it comes to time management. What is the secret, one might ask? It's a very simple principle, but it's so hard. So here's the secret. This is the secret to success when it comes to time management. It's called discipline. Ta-da! Big surprise. So through discipline comes freedom. I didn't say that, although I truly believe it. That actually comes from Aristotle. And it's true. This concept is actually very difficult. It's particularly difficult for my students to grasp, as well as many of my coaching clients. But it's true, right? The more disciplined you are and the more you plan things out, that's when you have true freedom. So getting disciplined in how you operate each and every day is the secret to having that freedom that you long for. So you do get to choose your daily path. Even if your daily path does not work out the way you want it to, that's okay, right? You're empowered to plan out the framework, prioritize, execute, course correct, and then reflect at the end of the day or the end of the month or the end of the project. See how you did. But again, it comes down to discipline is the key to that success. All righty. So we're going to get started with time management. I'm going to give you 6 basic steps on how to get started with time management. So how to form healthy time management habits. Number 1, first and foremost, is you have to know yourself. Not only do you need to know yourself, you really need to take a long, hard look in the mirror and get really honest with yourself. Because honestly, getting to know yourself first and foremost is going to help you with making the wisest choices on how to best spend your time, right? And knowing what you know about yourself, what are things that you will do, what are things that you're not going to do, because you don't want to go to battle with yourself every day. So get really honest, understand what you're good at, understand what you're not good at, and that's going to help you. The self-reflection is going to help you to understand yourself first. That's where it all starts, is understanding thyself. So with that said, I'm going to have you do something that I request my students do, and that's do some personal self-assessments. So it is self-assessment time. Yay! Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Getting to know yourself is easily done. There's several free and complimentary tools that I've curated for you here. One of them is Mind Tools, and how good is your time management? Essentially with Mind Tools, you get access to a couple of free resources from this company before they're going to make you pay for access. Maybe you already have a Mind Tools account, in which case, by all means, maybe you've already done the time management evaluation and know how awesome you are or how much work you need to do. So that's one free assessment that will help you understand how your time management is. Another one that I find really fascinating is Truity. It's an awesome company. They offer a ton of free online assessments with the ability to purchase like a more in-depth assessment. But they have a free personality assessment. And then from that, there are specific time management tips by personality type from Truity. So I would recommend that as a second assessment for you. And the third, and probably the easiest, is your circadian rhythm. This is something that I assign out to my students when I have them starting to work together in teams. I have them fill this out for themselves, and then they share it as a team building exercise as well. So basically, this is how it works. So circadian rhythm it helps you to identify when are your best times and most active times, because everybody's different. Even, in one person, you can be multiple things depending on what's going on in your life. Me, for instance, I used to be more productive in the evenings, and now that's completely flipped. Now that I have a young child at home and another one on the way, I am now a morning person to get things done. So I went from being more of a get everything important done in the evenings to getting the important things done very early. So even within yourself, these can change. But basically what you're doing with a circadian rhythm self-assessment is you're writing down your daily routine beginning from the time that you wake up until the time you go to bed. And this is just a generalization, right? You label these hourly blocks of time and depending on how you're feeling. So for instance, you could be, on fire. You could be at cruise control. You could be distracted. You could be hungry. You could, need a pick-me-up, tired, etc. You're basically indicating how your energy level and how you feel throughout the day. That's an important assignment for yourself. And you can do this within a 24-hour period. You can test it out and do this maybe a couple of days, different days throughout a couple of weeks, just to kind of get a good understanding of how you feel and what's pretty much your norm. And that's going to help you understand when is the best time for you to do work and when to schedule things, when to schedule breaks, etc. Okay? It's going to help you with your time management because it's going to help you identify the best times for you to work on things. All right. I've got a few more tips, but I'll share those later with you in terms of how to help your teams. Okay. So step 2, create a very simple process that you can easily adapt into your schedule. Use a calendar, perhaps, and which calendar you use depends on which email address you're using mostly. And share the calendars so that you've got personal life and professional lives that can be visible on the same calendar. Some are going to want to use a notebook or a journal or a planner. That's completely fine as well. Maybe even a whiteboard is going to help you. It could be your company's CRM. It could be an app on your phone. And a step beyond just using this tools would be to set reminders on your phone. So once you have your appointments and schedules, all set up on your calendars or in your notebooks or wherever you have it, whiteboard, app, whatever you choose, set up alarms on your phone as you need to for maybe meetings that you have once in a while, maybe you have a weekly meeting, etc. That's something that you can set up as a reminder on your phone as well. So that's step number 1, make it very easy. And some tips is use whatever is the easiest and it's going to become a way of life for you. That is There's nothing worse than trying to learn something complicated or new, and it just becomes too cumbersome and then you quit, right? So something that's very easy for you to use, and it just becomes something that you do naturally. Keep it very simple and be realistic. So whatever you do, don't overcomplicate and don't fill your calendar up every single minute that you're awake, because you're going to stress yourself out and you're going to burn out. You definitely want to build in time for relaxation. My own personal process, basically, as I manage businesses, teaching, and family personal life on 3 separate calendars, and I share all of those calendars to one. And then I have access to everything I need to do in terms of my businesses, my teaching career, and my family life. And I have that visibility on my computers and on my cell phone. Okay. So that's my only way of having sanity in a very busy life. And then, of course, I do take it a step further, and I actually set up appointment alarms on my phone 15 minutes prior to when I have an appointment as a reminder. And that's worked out really well for me, right? I'm not saying that has to be your perfection, but that's my perfection. All right. Oh, and last but not least, be consistent, right? That's going to be the key to it as well. The more you practice doing this, the more it's going to become second nature. So I have another super secret, but very important step. And this one is step 3. So make planning sessions that become a habit. And how do you start this process? Think about one thing that you absolutely love, love, love doing, and that provides you inspiration. It, makes you happy. And set a date with yourself to try out the planning session and the time management session while you're doing the thing that you love. It could be for you, maybe it's escaping to a coffee shop by yourself and indulging in the treats and the coffee and the quirky vibe. Or maybe it's getting out on the golf course and chasing a tiny little ball for 4 hours, right? Enjoying the beautiful scenery and escaping. If that's what you love doing, go do that to start your planning sessions. Maybe it's my personal favorite is a trip to the spa, right? Where you can get a massage, lounge by the pool, etc. For some of you, it might be exploring a new city or a city that you love, finding a cozy bookstore, shopping. Retail therapy helps a lot, often. Or it could just be going out and watching a movie that you want to watch, having the popcorn and the soda. So whatever it is you love, absolutely love doing, make that a date with yourself to go and start this healthy time management habit of planning things out on your calendar. I recommend starting out, again, small, simple, focused, consistent, and, create at least a week, probably a month you can work out at a time if you have a lot of consistency in your schedule. All right. So that's the fun part of it. Also, please give yourself grace, right? Anything that you're doing that's new is going to be stressful. So anytime you're trying to, rope a hurricane, it can cause you to be stressed out. So give yourself permission to be flexible and roll with whatever comes your way. Honestly, it's a mindset. So you cannot predict or control what's going to happen, yet you can control how you react and respond. Frustration is okay. Overwhelm is okay. Let it happen and then let it go. Okay? And you're doing the best you can. You're trying out a new form of healthy time management. So some of the tips that I have would be separate your personal and professional lives when you can. Again, I have this through 3 different calendars that I share with each other. Start out with deadlines that you have, any due dates that you're aware of, and any consistent appointments that you have, just put them on the calendar or your planner or in your company's CRM or on the app on your phone that you've chosen. Add out blocks of time for any special projects that you're working on, any important meetings, any planning sessions that you want to partake in, and be really flexible. You also really want to build in time for things like exercise, relaxation, entertainment, and self-care. These are important. Again, you don't want every single minute of every single day blocked out. Just the urgent, most important things, deadlines that you have, due dates, appointments, important meetings, special projects. But definitely have, a cup of coffee and relax time, or, going to the movie or date night, whatever you need to do, self-care, build that time in, because if it's on your calendar, it's an important token that you're going to follow it and you're going to do it. So make sure you build time in for all of that. All righty. Next up, we have step 5. How'd you do? Right? You want to evaluate your progress. This is the controlling part of management and something that many of us struggle with, the evaluation, right? That can be a challenge, but definitely set up evaluation sessions after a month, after 3 months, and after 6 months of trying this system out for yourself. If at all possible, go back to your happy place from step 3 every time you evaluate your progress. And that way it's a reward for you, right? So you're building in self-reward for doing this sessions for yourself. Here's some of the things I want you to answer. What are you proud of? What do you want to stop doing? What do you want to continue doing? Is there anything to add to your time management strategy? So then what would you want to start doing? So this is also, there's a stop, start, continue. I just have it reorganized a little bit with the what are you proud of question. So please answer these in your evaluation. You can do more than this. What worked, what didn't work, what were some challenges, etc. And like I said before, definitely, if possible, go return to your step 3 happy place. And that is going to help inspire you to continue with this whole process. Okay. Then, right, the student becomes the teacher. That's prophetic. Once you have a handle and you are a confident time manager yourself and you're feeling comfortable with it, you're good at it. So this could be after 1 month. Maybe you're good at it after 1 month. Maybe you're struggle a little bit. It takes you a couple months to get really comfortable with this process. Maybe it's 6 months before you're comfortable and you feel like you're a confident time manager. When that time comes, share your knowledge, not only with your team and your employees, but even potentially with your family and friends. When the student becomes the teacher and you're able to coach someone else into being a better time manager, that is a gift that can truly change a person's life. And you can truly make an impact in their lives. Plus, it makes you better at managing your own time as well. Like, right, when you can teach it, you got it. So definitely take the time to pass it on. So team building time management, essentially what I want you to do for the team, right, in terms of your pharmacy teams, is have this team start with self-assessments in step 1. Have them do exactly what you just did. There's also a nice opportunities to do different time management activities with your team by Truity. And then there's another really great link here. And we'll make sure that you have these so that you can check them out. Okay, so definitely you want to pass it on. That is kind of the icing on the cake, let's say, the cherry on the icing, on the cake, when you are able to pass on this amazing skill. So takeaways from today's session, essentially start with yourself, right? Get really honest with yourself. That's going to be the first step for it. Once you are in the circadian rhythm, you know what works for you, you know the times that you're most productive, you know what times to avoid scheduling very important meetings, then you're going to be able to do your evaluation. And perhaps after a while, you realize that there are some things on your list that you can delegate. That'll be another session, delegation. But once you're feeling really confident as a time manager, again, share these tools with your teams and your family and your friends and help them be better time managers. And it all starts with those self-assessments from step 1. Great. Again, I wanted to leave you with this very hard to understand concept, but it's the impressive through discipline comes freedom. And the more you have your schedule worked out and the more that you are comfortable with getting the things done that you need to get done, the more time you're going to have to choose what you want to do. And that's where that freedom piece comes in. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free. I'm happy to help answer any questions you have on time management. Feel free to reach out to me or to the RMS team. And we're going to leave you with some amazing takeaways as well. And let me go ahead and stop sharing this. I wanted to thank you for your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
The RMS Climb Checkup is the roadmap to maintaining a healthy pharmacy business. Schedule your Climb Checkup with an RMS pharmacy expert today.